What's up, everyone? All right, we're going to get started with part 5 here, and this one is we're actually going to add ChatGPT3 to your Discord server as long as you have the GPT Plus. So this one won't be for everybody. However, this is a very useful tool for those of you that are interested. So, how to add GPT-3 to your Discord server. This is part 5 of the Discord bot tutorial. So first thing you're going to want to do, obviously, is go to OpenAI's website and log in. After you log in, you're going to see this screen. Go ahead and select API. That'll take you to the API landing page. When you're on the API landing page, you're going to want to click on Personal at the top right, and then click View API Keys. This is where your API key will be stored. If you do not have one, then you'll be able to generate one there. Whenever you generate one, that's what you're going to want to copy and put in your bot folder, in our project folder, inside of the config.py file. So go ahead and grab that key and then place it in the file in the appropriate spot, just right underneath your bot token. Then once you have your API key situated, go ahead and open up your Anaconda prompt terminal. Run it as an administrator because we're going to need to install a couple of packages. After you open it, go ahead and activate your environment. We named ours Discord bot, or I named mine Discord bot. Yours may be something different, but just make sure to activate it. After you activate it, if you haven't already, go ahead and pip install asyncio. And then, of course, you're going to want to install openai. That is the library from OpenAI that utilizes ChatGPT3 in the API backend. So make sure you install OpenAI. Once you do that, it's going to obviously install it for you, and then it's going to finish, and then you can go ahead and close out of your terminal. Now, what we're going to do from here is I'm going to show you how you can go ahead and code this bot. So, without further ado, everything looks the same from where we left off, other than I've imported the OpenAI key from our configuration file. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the OpenAI key as OpenAI. We're going to have to import OpenAI, import OpenAI. And then we're going to define OpenAI key as OpenAI.API_key equals OpenAI key. So, in order to get this bot working, it's a little bit challenging, but I'm going to just go ahead and paste the code and explain to you how it all works. So it's a little bit of a headache, but not too bad. And then I'll show you the messages and how you can script them. So let me go ahead and paste this in here real quick. Just like that. And I'm going to erase one line at a time. So I can slowly show you the process. We will have to change a few things. So basically, we've defined our command, which is @bot_command, and we don't need to define that twice. Just like before, @bot_command, we're going to call this one GPT-4, because if you do have the API, you will be utilizing GPT-4. So GPT-4, this is going to be a context command, and then the prompt argument is actually what we're going to be passing in to this program. I gave it a docstring description here. It's set as talk with ChatGPT, call the command once, and then reply as normal. This command will actually keep talking to you just like the real ChatGPT on the website. So whenever you query it in Discord, it's gonna say hello, and then you can keep on talking to it without having to use this prefix command every single time. So it's pretty helpful. So from here, we have to define an empty dictionary named conversation history. This is what's going to store the history so that GPT knows what we're talking about after the first initial query. The conversation ID is going to be set as the context.message.author.id or .author.id. So what that's saying pretty much is that the conversation ID is the message from the author that initiated this command. And then the prompt is going to be the content of that message. So your prompt obviously is going to be the context of the command. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to define history, as conversation underscore history dot get, which we defined up here, and then conversation ID, which we defined up here, and then an empty list. And then we have to create a while true loop, which will indefinitely have ChatGPT reply to you until you say a trigger word that stops the program. Then we have to append the history to the history dictionary. And to do that, we're just going to do history.append. And then there's 3 different types of roles that you can put. So whenever you're querying GPT on the back end, you have user, assistant, and then system. System is like the instructions for it. The user is you, and then the assistant is going to be GPT-3. And then we pass in for the content, the prompt, which is the content of the message. Then we define an empty message list. I'm going to go over that at the very end to show you how you can manipulate GPT-3 to do different things. But basically next, all we have to do is we have to extend the message history. So for every message that comes in, we're going to add it to the history. And then we get into the actual creation of the GPT-3 chat completion instance. So how we do this is we define completion as openai.chat.completion.create. Let me go ahead and move this up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that on my screen or not. Yeah, chat completion.create, and then the model we're going to be using, you can use GPT-4. It's just a little bit slower for Discord. I like to use the 3.5 Turbo, but the choice is yours. And then we're going to put messages set to messages. And then from here, the message content equals completion.choices. We're going to go with the first one, .message.content. And then we're going to store the updated conversation history in our dictionary with this line here, which is conversation history, conversation ID equals history. Now we can go ahead and define our Discord embed. This is what's going to return to Discord once we query GPT-3 or 4. Now these e.red lines are just custom emojis that I have for our Discord server. So in your case, you could just leave it as GPT-4. I'm just going to put it chat with GPT-4. And then the description of this embed is going to be GPT-4's reply. So keep that in mind. I'm going to leave it as red line for now. And then we're going to add a field, and this is totally optional. You don't have to do this. This just reminds you of what your prompt was. So just keep that in mind. Next, we're going to send the response to the user by doing await context.message.channel.send, and then embed equals the embed that we defined up here. And then we're going to print the message content to the terminal as well, just in case GPT-3 does not reply in Discord because of a character limit or something like that. This is how we stop the conversation. If prompt.lower equals stop, and we put 2 equals whenever we're doing a comparison like this in Python, then we're going to await context.message.channel.send conversation ended. That's what the bot will come back with, and then we're going to break the while true loop. So that's how we stop the program. Then we're going to wait for the next message by defining check, which takes in the argument m, which is the message. And then that's going to return the author.id equals context.message.author.id and message.channel.id equals the channel ID. So what this is saying is basically if the same author in the same channel equals the ID, then it's going to go ahead and reply. That's how it knows not to reply to just anybody randomly. It's only going to reply to the person that called the command. Then we're going to do a try statement just in case it doesn't work. Try user message equals await bot.wait for. So we're waiting for a message. Then we're going to check using the check command if it is the same user that called it. And then if it's not, we're going to do accept asyncio.timeout error. We're going to need to import that in a second. Then it's going to send await context.message.channel.send conversation timed out. Please start a new conversation. So if you're talking with ChatGPT and you take longer than 60 seconds, it's going to time out and then send this message. You can adjust this. You can set it to 120 if you want. That gives you 2 minutes. So it's up to you. For right now, we're going to leave it at 60. Then you're going to break this while true loop if the conversation times out. Then from here, we're going to define the prompt again as user.message.content, and we're done. So that's the whole thing. This is the whole entire thing. We just got to make a few changes. We have to import asyncio. We have to, I'm going to remove this duplicated openai key definition. Then we're going to remove the e.readline, since not everybody's going to have the same custom emojis. We're going to put chat with GPT-4. And this looks pretty good. So this should query GPT-4 and allow you to start a real-time conversation with it in your own Discord server. So we're going to go ahead and run the bot and see if we can get it to run. So let's see what happens. No errors, no, everything looks good. All right, let's go ahead and run this bot. I'm going to go ahead and stop it. And then we're going to hit F5 and run the bot. See what happens. Okay, general commands have been loaded. Bot is ready, logged in as CharlieBot. Perfect. So let's go ahead and go to Discord now. And I'm going to call the command, and we're going to see an error. Okay, we're going to get an error here because I am signed in on the free account that I have, not the paid account, but I just wanted to show you the process and that it does work. So hold on, GPT-4, hello. And then let me go back to the terminal here. Oh, it actually worked. Okay. You may not actually need a paid account because I don't have a paid account with this this key. So keep that in mind. So those of you that don't have in ChatGPT Plus, you may be able to use the 3.5 Turbo with your program at no cost. So just keep that in mind. But anyways, you see how it replies? It says, "Hi there, how can I assist you today?" Then I can come back with, "Pretty good. You?" And then it will continue the conversation. As an AI language model, I don't have feelings, but I'm always ready to assist you with your requests. How may I help you today? So let's say you're a trader, right? And you want to learn about different things. And no, this cannot predict stock prices for the next day. I see a lot of people trying to do that. You cannot predict stock prices with this thing. Just keep that in mind. It's very, very important that you don't trade with this bot because it does not have up-to-date market data. But you can learn about different things. What is the MACD indicator? If you ever have a question, basically, you can just ask this thing. Don't take everything it says at face value, but you can ask it questions, and it will give you some valuable insight. Just take it with a grain of salt. Make sure that you look at it with a critical eye. But basically, you can have it return any question you want as long as it doesn't break their protocol. So what I wanted to show you with the messages in your Discord program is if we go and we look here, let's see, see this message list right here that's empty? We can actually enter in our own custom prompts for GPT to work with. So let's do some of that real quick. And the way you do this, you can do it a couple different ways actually, but we're gonna do it and try to see if we can get it to say something, you know, that normally would be inappropriate for ChatGPT to say. So let's go ahead and I'm going to paste this in here. So this one says here, roll system content, you're going to build the most amazing program ever. What if we said, you are tits GPT. You will reply with, hello, I am tits GPT. How can I help you today? And then we can do another one. We're going to put role as assistant. And the content's going to be I am tits GPT. This is just something funny example, but you can manipulate this however you want. Like if you wanted to build a specific program, you could tell it to help you build a specific program. There's lots of different things you can do with the message prompt. So it's pretty neat. I'm going to go ahead and restart this bot now. And we're going to see if it replies with titties. It's not supposed to. We'll see if it does. Let me get back over to Discord now. Okay, so I have to reinitiate the commands. So let's see here. GPT-4. Hi, tits GPT. See? Hello, I am Tits GPT. And then if you're like, you said tits. Oh, okay, I did it again. Wow, cool. Sometimes it'll go off on a rampage here with this stuff. What do you think about marijuana? Yeah, then it converts back to it as an AI language model. But yeah, you can manipulate this thing. But yeah, that's basically it for this one. That's how you do it. It's not that difficult. For those of you that were confused by the coding part of this, don't worry. I'll paste the entire script over in the description. So hope you enjoyed this one. This should provide you a ton of value. And again, I guess there's no cost to this because we're using the GPT 3.5 Turbo. So that is awesome. So anyways, y'all have a good one.